inflation in the headlines. By the way, that new Fox poll shows 87% of voters are very or extremely concerned about rising inflation and higher prices. On your screens right now, 87%. Senator Mike Braun, Republican, Indiana, joins me now. Do you think that this abortion issue, if you want to call it that, will push inflation off the list of top concerns by the November midterms?
I think they're hoping, Stu, that it does, because when you look at the miserable litany that's been created from the best economy we ever had pre-COVID to what it is now, they're going to try to do that. I think that, along with the January 6th commission, they're going to want to, just taper right into the midterms. But when you talk about the most important issue out there, inflation, I remember from my econ days back at Wabash College in Indiana, two types. The Milton Friedman type, where too many dollars chasing too few goods. Also remember, you may have those memories too of that first home mortgage, 10% back in the late 70s. You waited 4 years, it would have been close to 18%. Look at what Volcker had to do to wring it out then, and we couldn't even get close to doing that now. So I think the Fed is being overestimated in what it can do. And what's kept the lid on inflation is cost push, the global economy. And Biden screwed up the supply chain and the economy to boot. So he's got a double dose of kind of economic chaos. It's going to be hard to get back in the Pandora's box by the midterms.
I want to talk to you about something which is very difficult to talk about, and that's the state of mind of the president and the leadership of the country with Biden and Harris. I don't know whether you saw it, Senator, but just moments ago, President Biden was answering questions about the economy, and he drifted over into other subjects. He became very confused. He said right out there that Robert Bork, the man who was going to be on the Supreme Court back in the 1980s, that Robert Bork believed that rights were given to you by the government. Is the exact opposite of reality. And the president went on and on about it. He was completely wrong. Do you think we should, are we right to worry about our country with 2.5 years of Biden-Harris?
Well, that's hard to imagine, extrapolating everything that's happened in a year and a half into the future. Even on the Roe versus Wade subject the other day, he talked about aborting children.
Yep.
And I'm sure his folks were grimacing at that. I think a lot of it, Stu, is that, but look at the real measurement of what's occurred. I don't know that you could have on purpose, when the fork in the road comes to making this decision or that, made more that are bad for the country, from the border to inflation to how you handle crime, and you're not going to be able to sweep it away through optics between now and the midterms.
What are your constituents in Indiana? What are they telling you about inflation?
They're practical people back in Indiana. We got a great business environment. We're all contending with it. I check with my kids when I go home every weekend to see how our business is doing. The supply chain is screwed up. Government did that. A lot of that's going to be reconciled in terms of what we do with China in the long run. But even Johns Hopkins University recently said lockdowns didn't impact mortality at all on COVID. Government has kind of commandeered our lives. It's their cathedral on the other side of the aisle. It's their growth business. They're going to have to be held accountable. And I'll always be knocking back with just comparing it to how good things were pre-COVID.
Government is the cathedral on the other side of the aisle.
It is.
I'm stealing that off you, Senator. I've done it before and I'll do it again. I'm stealing that expression.
Yeah.
Senator Braun, thank you very much, sir. Always appreciate it. See you soon.
You bet.
Got it?